Welcome to our mindful eating for everyday life. Love your body seminar. How is everybody? We're gonna get started with just checking it. Hope is here. We're waiting for Jen, right? Okay, Dawn's here. Lisa's virtual.
Is she gonna participate from Branson?
No, it's Lisa.
Lisa Taylor.
Lisa.
Yeah. Okay, so what I want to start with before we get right into our mindful eating, I just want to see, great job on the walking.
But I have to
I don't-
figure out how to log
I know,
it.
I can't
She
figure out how
doesn't
to
have
log it.
activity. I don't have activity.
Okay, so we might need you. Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you closed out the app and reopened it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have. Okay,
So it said something about your administrator may have to do something or other.
I can go.
So
Okay,
maybe you
let
have
me look at that.
to- Oh, how about
Perfect.
that? Okay. That's why.
What's yours called?
So I can,
Oh.
at the end, I could see if I can fix it. So maybe I need, because you were like, from a long time ago,
Yeah.
and they didn't have that ability.
Oh, okay.
So maybe
Maybe
that's
I need to
why,
uninstall and reinstall it.
possibly, but maybe I can fix it too. I'm
Well,
able
you
to.
know, well, if not, I'll just do what I said.
But I just want to say it is literally the 6th and you guys are all doing really well with the walking, like really, really well. So you've been right, you've been
Yeah.
keeping track.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
In my head, yeah.
I mean, like, I am just so proud of you all. This is gonna like really move the needle. Do you feel like it's making you feel any better? Does anybody notice anything? You feel like you're back. Hope, what about
I don't
you?
know.
Actually, I was doing better before the summer. And then with the swimming, I take my watch off, so I haven't been counting my steps. So I'm about the same. I'm about the same.
I don't know. I've been really tired. I don't think it's from the walking. I think it's coincidental, but
You're just.
I'm really tired in the afternoon.
Here comes the walker.
But
There's no walk up
But
there.
while I'm doing it, I feel good.
Sorry.
So.
Good.
Yeah,
Good. So, but this is like what I want to just note is like you all are doing so well by the end of 30 days, most likely it's going to be a habit, right? And then October, November should be pretty good. And then you'll be in so much in the habit, you're going to have a really good hat, probably a nice face mask, right? And you're going to have thermals and nice wool socks. So you walk throughout the year. Like that's the that's the plan, right? So that's great. Yeah, and Lisa Taylor, you've been walking a lot as well.
Yes, I've been walking, but not actually as much as I have been in the past, but I'm doing what we have to do. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
you
just
started
keep
back
in
to school
mind-
too, right?
We're all-
So,
Yeah, it's just been a busy week or
Exactly. It's
yeah.
like for you getting back to school, it's busy. It's busy for everybody. It's a holiday, it's the end of the summer, you're trying to squeeze it all out, right? Yeah, it's big. Then I want to just say about voting for Vitality. Thank you.
Yes, been voting. It's so easy now. They can text it.
yeah.
Thank you. I forgot to do it.
Oh, yeah.
yesterday,
And
but-
do you know you could actually text and do the other one two in one day? You could do the one online and text in
Oh.
one day.
Oh.
That's what I say when I tried.
Oh, thanks, Lisa. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Voting.
So, all right, then the next thing I just want to say is we're gonna have a cleanse. Hi, Jen.
How's everybody doing?
Good. We're just talking about walking. Good job with your walking. How about you
Trying,
getting the
trying.
12,000 that day?
I know, one day I did
Wow.
12,000, yeah. I think because it was just work and walking.
Walking machine.
Yeah.
Did your feet hurt after that?
No, my hips hurt. Yeah, I don't know why my hips hurt, but my hips were hurting me. Yeah, I don't know. But it was kind of wild to walk in the rain this morning. That was kind of fun. I got
I didn't get
soaking
your
wet.
joke at first when you said I'm not singing, but I'm
Yeah.
walking.
Oh,
I didn't get it until like hours later. I'm thinking. "Oh my
Yeah,
God."
yeah,
I didn't get it till now.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Debbie Reynolds.
Debbie Reynolds.
That's great.
Wow.
So we're gonna have a meeting online for cleanses, just to see which one's best for, I have a couple different options for everybody and just to see what what you might want to do, what's gonna line up best for you right now. So that'll be on the 14th, and we'll send you the Zoom link.
Oh, so
for
that's
that.
virtual meeting?
That's a virtual meeting.
When are you going away?
I'm not going to Tuscany. I'm
Oh.
gonna go, no, that's not happening. I'm gonna go October 20th. So that's going to Vietnam to visit Callie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
super,
Okay.
super excited about that.
Yeah.
So is that a one-on-one meeting with you on the 14th?
No, it's a group. Everybody's gonna be there. And then, of course, I'm gonna just talk about it. And then, of course, you're able to ask questions and, you know, and if you feel like you need privacy, we can even get on at the end and talk about it. Okay. So we have that. Then I just want to get back. It's school energy, right? We're getting into autumn harvest time. So it's also time like, okay, let's get back to being a little bit more serious. Right? We're all here. Yep, we're all here together, right? Summer, we're a little bit looser, a little bit more socializing. There's ice cream, you know, there's going out to eat and
Oh, I did a lot of that.
yeah, there's a lot of things and that's, which is all good, but here we are now, we have to shift back into like, hey, let's, you know, turn the focus on. And that's why this one is actually perfectly planned. Mindful eating for everyday life, right? Because we can make it like we're doing the detox in October, which is great. But you all know, yeah, you can lose 10 pounds, you could lose 15 pounds. But guess what? You can also gain all that back, right? And so really what's gonna really, once again, I talk about the walking, moving the needle, but mindful eating will really even move the needle even more if we can learn to be in that moment. And when I say that, it's like if we could just take what we currently eat and we're paying attention and they're having less of those mindless. All right, first of all, let me just make sure we're all on the same page. Does anybody ever go unconscious and not recognize that, oh my God, I ate all that? Does that ever happen?
Yeah, I've done that.
Day.
Every day. Okay, good.
I did it.
Yeah.
I did it at a restaurant this summer. It was seafood risotto and it was this huge plate of it. And I just kept eating, even though my body
It
was
tasted
full.
good.
I
Was
was
it
so
mindless or was
full,
it-
and it was in front of me, but everybody else took half their meal home and I ate my whole freaking thing.
Jen, was it mindless or was it because it tasted so good?
Probably both. I think
Because
it
I
was a
know
little bit of
Georgia
both.
has said this in the past, that the first bite tastes much better than the last bite, and I beg to differ.
But I
told
thought-
you.
but I-
I mean, I like
I
the
don't
bottom of the
understand why I
sundae
kept
better than the
going.
first
I was-
bite.
I just
So,
kept going. I don't know if it
Yeah.
was mindless or I loved the way it tasted
yeah.
but I felt full and I
Yeah,
kept
yeah.
eating. That's not good.
I mean, I've done that.
And I've
many
never
times.
done
I've
that,
done
really.
And so
No,
this is a
but-
perfect, this is perfect. Yeah, we're gonna let this meeting be exactly as it's. You felt full. What was the consequence when you felt full 15 minutes later, an hour later?
Well, the only
next day?
positive thing is we had to walk all the way from the Man Batter, which you know where that is,
Yeah.
to where my girlfriend was staying in a hotel. So I had to walk like a good 15 blocks
Okay.
after I ate. So I started feeling sick. I was like, oh, it's because I ate so much, you know?
Mhm.
And then I had 2 glasses of wine on top
Okay.
of it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
So your inhibitions were lowered, so you couldn't give a crap, right? You're like, it's so good, I'm eating anyway.
yeah,
Right.
we're just
Right.
enjoying it out. Yeah.
Happens. And then you get like, you got full, felt a little bit nauseous, right? So the thing was.
Not
you just
nauseous.
said-
It was more just a fulling feeling. Like my
Uh-huh.
stomach was like, why are you putting more in there? You can't fit any more in there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do we all know when we're hungry and full? Like, do we have a good ability to check in, like I'm full?
I'm way better at paying attention to it than I used to. be. Way better.
Okay,
But that doesn't mean I'm necessarily gonna stop even though, but I try to, yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
And you just said only around me? Did you just say that? We have to eat together more often then.
yeah.
She did do very well in Italy with me.
Mm.
So that is also really important, is to listen to when we're full and when we're satisfied, because our body tells us, like, yeah, I can tell you, okay, we're gonna limit our portions of our starches to a half a cup, right? We're gonna have our meat portions to the size of our palm, right? We have all these different things, but really our body's gonna tell us what it actually needs based on the activities that we've done earlier, the stress that we're going through in that present moment. Our body can literally connect with that. but we have to listen, right? We have to become one with that, with the body, right? And not treat it like it's something different. When we can pay attention to when we've had enough, you're gonna be automatically at your natural body weight in time if you do that consistently. But that's the key. It's like, I want to know from you what gets in your way. Yours was you were out having fun, you had a couple drinks, you decided it was really good. So there was that. And you know, we're all good. That's to me what that's called is disordered eating. We're all gonna have disordered eating at times. Nothing wrong with that, right? Like
Excuse
it's
me, yeah.
okay. But it's when we have disordered eating 5 times a day, right? That becomes a problem. So let's talk about that. What gets in our way of paying attention to when we're full and satisfied?
Finishing what's on my plate thing.
Right, so really deep.
I
from
think if I'm
s-
distracted. Like
Yeah.
last night, I don't usually eat in front of the TV, but we did last night. So we ordered Chinese and I had a healthy Chinese, but I ate the whole thing. Because I was watching the TV, we were talking,
Yeah,
and
that's a
like
big one.
distraction.
But was it vegetables?
No, it was chicken with cashew nuts. It probably wasn't as healthy as it should have.
Wow. I'm just saying.
Well, it's not
It
even
did have
that.
a lot
They
of
do get
vegetables in it.
big
It had
portions.
zucchini. No, mine was the combo thing and I did get brown rice. But I ate the damn egg roll. That's
Was it
fried.
cooked in oil though?
Probably.
That's the trouble with Chinese. I remember
Yeah.
years ago, Weight Watchers counselor telling my mother, you're better to eat Italian food than Chinese. I don't know, because of the sugar and the oil, I think.
Yeah, there's so many things about Chinese
that's
food. There's
cheesy.
so
And
much.
I eat it
Oh,
very
the
rarely.
Sodium
Very
and the
rare.
oil, the amount of oil.
Just eat
And you
that,
can find that the next day if you have leftovers of your,
Yeah.
even any leftover, right? And you look and you, Indian's another one that's a culprit.
Mm.
And you see all the oil at the top, you're like, oh, I ate
You know
that.
when it struck me, I was at one of those places where you sit around and you watch them cook.
Yeah.
Love those places, yeah.
But the amount of soy sauce they put on it.
Oh, yeah,
and
that
while
too.
they're cooking it,
I can't even eat that. It's so
are
salty.
you watching this? And they give it to you, it doesn't look like that much, but you just saw how much they put on.
Yeah.
That will really.
That's a
help.
lot, yeah.
What did you say? I wanted to address what you
I
said.
said. About finishing what's on your
Finishing
plate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like being part of that finishing your plate
I used to
club.
get stars when I would finish because I was so thin.
Ugh, I never.
My mom wanted me
Yeah.
to eat more.
And
it
I'm
was
still
just
part of that. club.
Yeah, yeah,
I
because,
still am, like,
because our parents both were
Uh-huh.
depression babies, probably your mom
Yeah.
maybe too.
and
And they were
You could
poor
have
and they had to finish.
third
right.
if
Yeah,
you
that too.
finished, right?
Right,
Like
yeah.
it was just part of it. You can't get up from the table till you finish your plate. So I
Yeah.
mean, I still like it's in me, like I don't want to
Yeah.
waste food. So what I do, like this is the size plates
That's-
we have, and I really try to add my leftovers, like, and I've told Lisa Taylor, are across the room, if not in the other room. So
Uh-huh.
that finish, I'm not gonna go and have more. And my other thing is I could eat those leftovers for lunch the next day, so less work for me. So those are the things that kind of want to wrap around, but I want to hear other people with full. We said distracted. How many other people find themselves get just eat more when they're distracted?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that is like number one, when we're talking about meal hygiene, is to make sure your environment is peaceful. The TV's off, the computer's off. You're not talking on the cell phone, right? You're having a very nice environment. That's really, really, really key, is because now I didn't pull all the statistics together today, but I have them and I could show them to you. But the statistics say that people can eat between 25 to 50% more when they're distracted. So like for you, for
That
that,
makes sense.
so that's a lot. When we talk about mindful eating, doesn't mean we can't have chicken with cashews. But we want to watch the amount we have because
Yeah.
it'll be instead, because if you don't,
Like,
then
yeah, not like you cooking it at home, yeah.
right.
Mhm.
So it's okay to have a little bit of that, but when we eat all of it, oh, we've had 3,000 calories, right? But if we've just had a normal size that we listen, because this is the deal. There's a hormone that says I'm hungry. Okay, I'm sitting down, I'm going to eat. Then the other hormone is leptin that says I've had enough. But if we're distracted, we're not listening to all those hormonal cues.
Mhm.
So that's really like if we can, that one thing, like we can go, we're going to learn what other people's are, but that one thing of mindful eating, stop eating distracted. It's going to be a big thing. Never sit down. Like I have a thing, you never sit on the couch and eat. Like and watch TV. It's just not part of what you do. Yeah, like I remember I was sick. I don't know, it was last July or something. I'm like, could you bring me food? And you're gonna eat on the couch, you know? Like, it's a really big thing. Like it's really like if you and the other one, how many people eat standing up?
Oh, that's right.
Sometimes.
In my
I don't do
kitchen.
that. The TV is my dinner companion though, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there, I eat on the couch too. And then
And
standing
I
up.
know, and I know,
Yeah.
and I know I shouldn't. And I've always said this, I'm perfectly happy being single, but I think that's why I eat in front of the TV. It
Yeah.
feels like I'm eating with someone.
Yeah.
Mhm. And then you get in the habit, and that's just where you go.
Yeah.
Those guys, my plate, I'm gonna sell
Right.
that.
Every single
That's
meal.
what I've been.
And
doing.
my husband too, at the table.
Well, you two have
Coffee
each
table.
other at least,
Yeah.
unless you don't like talking to him.
Explain the
He likes
standing up
to
eating, because
talk
I've never
at
done
me.
that. Why do you eat standing up? After you make the meal or while you're making it?
No,
Yeah,
you're
well, if
making
I'm
meal?
serving Andrew, Andrew sits on the other side of the kitchen counter. And like he eats different than me. He'll have the protein that I make, like chicken, let's say chicken. But I'm waiting for something else to cook on the stove, like a vegetable. And then I'll just start eating the chicken.
Oh, while you're standing
Standing
there
up,
waiting for
okay.
him to finish.
Is the chairs on the other side with him?
Yeah.
Mm.
So
I eat at the TV on the couch.
Mm.
He eats in the living room.
so
He's the
that
only one
one
that does it
thing,
right.
He's a good boy.
whether or not you're willing to stop it or not, but stop
Right.
eating in front of the TV will
Right.
decrease the amount that you eat. And it's like a natural like intervention to make,
Mm.
right? That could be. Now, there's an Ayurvedic tradition, they believe that when we stand up, it's like death looking over your shoulder, right? So it's also not good for us to stand up and eat. We want to like, once again, you're gonna eat less, you're gonna choose better food. If
Oh,
if
okay.
you
Yeah.
if you can do that. So I'm just tonight's really about like you're gonna find I don't expect you to go home and do every single one of them because it's not necessarily like possible, right? You'll do a couple and then you'll drop away. But like just take notes of a couple that I'm gonna work on this one this week.
That's one thing I'm gonna start doing. Yep.
The smaller
plate,
plate,
And I
yeah.
remember when I went to Weight Watchers, they used to say, set the table beautiful. Like put out your
Mm,
nice
yeah.
plates and a nice glass, and then it makes you want to sit at the table
Mhm.
and enjoy your meal.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked that. I was like,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
That
Like
is
I only
kinda
do
cool.
that when I have entertaining. If I have
Yeah.
somebody over for dinner, of course
Right.
I do that. Because it's just nice. I like to do that. And my friends comment on that. They're like, oh, you have such nice napkins or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah,
right.
thanks.
Exactly.
Because it's nice. It makes you want to sit there at the table and have a
Mhm.
nice meal.
That's beautiful. And now that you're out walking, you can throughout this different seasons, like you'll see a flower that's there, you'll just be able to pick it or something like a nice piece of grass, something that you can bring home and have a nice little vase like that. Let me see something here. That you can have something pretty that you've actually and make it pretty. And that I put the flower on the table intentionally, right?
Yeah.
I really do, doesn't have to be elaborate, but something that you could make.
What about some hot 40-year-old without a shirt sitting at the table?
There you go.
Lisa's not looking out. There's no-
Oh,
Lisa, here's the flower.
that might be very that might be very
That
distracting.
might be distracting.
But it might make
Maybe
anyone
one
laugh.
would need to be there drooling and
It
stuff.
might be, yeah, it might be a good thing. Hot 40-year-old with shirts off or red.
40-year-old. I used to say 25-year-old, but I'd be a lech if I said that.
I don't know. When he's in the dining room with him. Make a difference.
Okay, so what other things about being full, like, or let's the other thing, like, do we know, like, when we eat when we're satisfied, or do we only always eat till we're like full?
Full, yeah, definitely eat till I'm
Yeah,
full and
mostly.
definitely feel like, oh, I have to have a second portion, like I have to have a second helping, and then it's like, okay, then I'm good, then I'm done. Like,
Okay,
but I was like, I'm not full till I have that second thing, but it's probably not true, but that's how I feel.
I've heard this strategy before. I'm sure you have too. Maybe we've even talked about it. After you cook and you fix your plate, put the food away in the fridge or something, like put it away. So it's not so easy to get to.
That's what I've been trying to do, Janine. what you said. Yeah.
So, but if that's, cause guess what? We all know ourselves. We all know the dark sides, right? And it's okay. If that's you, just have that second, like, that's what you go and do and make it to be.
Have less the first baby.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
smaller
smaller
portion, smaller
And you're just
portion.
kind of tricking yourself, but yet you're able to have that second portion.
It
you
is
know?
about tricking me.
It's like
for
cutting a
sure.
piece of cake in half, saying, oh, I get two pieces.
Right?
I tend to eat very fast.
Mm.
Then I
that too.
don't, I don't feel that I'm hungry. I mean, that I'm full,
Mhm.
quick enough. Cause I'm eating so quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that
that's a good
is
point too, yeah.
the thing that I have learned, because some of you know, I do this big microbiome testing and I really love that. But the thing that I've learned really important that many people are lacking is they eat too fast. So when the food's going through the body and it's in the large intestine, it's undigested vegetable fiber, undigested meat fibers, which is not good because that's where we are supposed to assimilate our, fat soluble nutrients and many of, so we really want to work on that. But then psychologically speaking, when we eat fast, the chemicals in the brain don't know that we've actually eaten. So, they say it takes 20 minutes for this to catch up with what we started here. So how do we do that? We start that big, show them your water bottle. This is like, have you ever seen
Wow.
anything
Wow,
quite
that's
like
nice.
it?
Did you get that online? I like that.
Somebody
Don't
gave
give
it to me,
up.
but they
Almost
have it on.
finished. You did it. That's cool.
Yeah, so if she would do that, or all of us, at 8 ounces, about 20-30 minutes before a meal, that's gonna tell your body, I'm going to be eating. Now the body is gonna start to release the different digestive enzymes. It's
Wow.
gonna start to create it, and the digestive process has started. So when you start to eat, you're gonna feel full sooner. That's like one of the tips that I could say, or if you take digestive enzymes, right? That's also going to help. But I really like the water trick. I think 20 minutes before, because generally we know we're going to eat, whether we're cooking or if we're ordering out or we're going out to eat or we're going to a friend's, right? We know we're going to be eating in 20 minutes, right? So a big 8 ounces of water is going to be another one of those things that can slow us down. But what are some tricks we can have when we're slowing ourselves down? How can we slow ourselves
I've
down?
heard you put your fork down in between bites.
Wait till you're done swallowing before you like take another bite.
That's a really good
What?
one. I really like that one. Because
What is
how
it?
many times have
Swallow
you,
your food first and then take another bite.
yeah, how many times haven't even swallowed it? You still have food in your mouth and it's
Shut
going
it
down.
up.
Oh,
the
that
hatchet.
tastes so good.
So, and that's what we're gonna get a chance at tonight. And I really, when we were gonna eat, I really wanted to be, yes, we're together having this experience, but have it as a personal experience. Don't really check out what everybody else is doing, but check in with yourself, because that's a really one. How many times are you swallowing something before you've actually chewed and created a
Yep.
bolus?
Yep.
And that's if we want to really be as healthy as we can, you want to chew our food until it almost doesn't have flavor. Like really that we create a nice bolus and then we swallow. Most of us chew down,
Right,
down the
yeah,
hatch,
yeah.
right? And so really, and it's
Except steak or meat. That I find you have to.
You
reduce
have
the
to,
bolus,
right?
Because otherwise you choke.
exactly,
It would be just not,
it's like life
Round up.
survival skills, right?
yeah.
Exactly. So but these are all things like if you're a fast eater and you really want to like drop weight, work on slowing down. If you want to drop weight and you're a distracted eater, stop eating in front of the TV, be really mindful. These are like
I need a tip for if I'm bored.
Mm.
I eat when I'm bored.
Yeah, me too.
Did you put
Yeah.
that sign in your fridge?
No, I should.
That was funny.
Oh, I love
was
that.
funny.
sign.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Boredom is one for me.
Shut the door.
Okay, so that's a good one, and I don't think this is the because we have a lot to cover. I don't want to keep everybody here overnight. But what I find with that is while you go through life, have a little notebook, kind of an idea notebook of things that you want to do. So when you have, I'm bored, oh, I want to, I've been watercoloring is like I'm not an artist, but like something like that, okay, like what are some things that you could do instead?
Yeah.
Is it knitting? You know,
Yeah.
could be. Yeah, we don't know what it is. Is it putting on a music to change your
Yeah, I
physiology?
could put on some music and dance. That's more my speed.
Or
Yeah.
phone a friend, I tried to like, oh, who can I call to like, not go in the kitchen.
Oh.
It's
I wanna
really
see
a
them
habit.
to go.
Yeah.
It is too a habit, yeah.
It's a habit that's what we go to, right? And it's just like, it's a comfort thing, but all we need to do is change that pathway. I'm bored. Okay. You know, for you, like maybe it is, I'm going to put music on, and you know, maybe it is, I'm going to go out for a walk around the house. Like who knows what it is,
Yeah,
but you'll,
I
you'll,
always say brush your teeth.
I love that one. Like after I eat dinner, I go brush teeth. I'm not eating now. I'm not going back down to have to go through that whole flossing thing all over again, right? Like, so that's a really good one. How many of you do that?
Like after breakfast, definitely, so I don't have anything else.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you know, and once again, that's a real simple one. Like, you know, brush your teeth, brush them more often, because you know, that could be, let's put that down too. I love that. So you all have some really good ideas.
That's yours. I just said it.
That's okay. And I like Janine's to put the food away. That's one I use a lot.
Oh, like scrape out the leftovers and put them away.
Yeah, you don't even have to
Hot
do all
water.
that, just cover them
Stove.
over and stick go in fridge.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah, because it's the same thing. It's
Yeah.
like we don't want to have like, you know, the chocolate chips and the peanut butter at like
right.
that level, right? Like we want to have it a couple steps
I
up.
always need
Or,
a couple more spoons when I put it
Yeah.
away, so.
Yeah, I don't feel like getting up from the couch.
No,
So I'm like,
and that being said, you said you were stopping up eating. Yeah, like trying to do that when we're cooking. Stop eating while we're cooking. Stop eating when we're putting.
That's my hardest thing, like, because I like to cook, and my hardest thing is to like limit how much tasting I do when I'm eating. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes I think I might eat a half a meal while I'm just preparing it.
I was the
Yeah.
biggest culprit of that. I did that so much. By the time I sat down, I really wasn't
Yeah.
wasn't hungry,
No, I
but
get
yet
that.
everybody's there. So I kept eating. It was
Mhm.
huge for me. So yeah, so that is just, once again, it's all these little things. They're like going to the gym, except for you're just going in your house and you're just doing a couple exercises.
I have a suggestion for Dawn, because I
Yeah.
do this with my client, John. I give him lunch when I'm there, and I have my own lunch. So normally I get his ready, give it to him, and then while he's eating,
Yeah.
I put mine in the microwave, and bring it.
Yeah.
And then eventually I thought, wait, that's not good, because he's done by the time mine's done,
Mm-hmm.
because he eats really fast. Like me, but, so now I get mine out prior to even getting his out. Get mine all ready, put it in the microwave, ready to press, and then I
Right.
get his all made, and then we eat together.
Yes,
So if you can make your vegetables first,
Yeah.
have them ready,
right,
then do the chicken that you
Yeah.
both eat,
Yeah, just warm
Right.
them up.
then you can
Yeah.
eat with Andrew
right.
at the counter on the chair.
And you know, and that being said, this isn't really about Andrew, but you know, we want Andrew to eventually eat some of the things that you eat. So and I hear this a lot, like kids are, eat that for me, be good.
Right.
Just put it there. Just
Right.
put it on the plate. You don't have to
Yes.
put a lot. Just keep putting it there. And if you're like
You're eating
Joanne
it
said,
next to him.
and he
Yeah.
sees you eating that, and you're not
Right.
pressuring, no
Yeah.
pressure, he will eventually try it, and you just keep
Yeah.
doing that. You know, Andrew, you do what you want to do with it. Just
Right.
see what happens. Because ultimately, we all need to eat vegetables. Like it's the end of the day, it's the thing that has the minerals that are going to help with the detox. We need to eat vegetables. Like,
In his case, what do you think about like a dollop of cheese sauce or something? I know it's not the greatest thing,
He
but,
doesn't like cheese.
oh, no, okay. I was thinking of something to entice him to eat the vegetables.
No, he just doesn't like it.
Okay.
But no,
Yeah.
I agree with you. Like in
Gummy
other
bears.
situations, yeah, like that's okay. Just to get somebody
Get
to
him started.
Yeah,
Or I'll do like a little duck with that hot sauce. or
Yeah.
broccoli.
when we were doing ABA with him, that was part of his program. We were gonna have to try something new 3 times a
Oh.
week.
Okay. Wow.
He ate peas and
Did he like them?
says he did, but then the next time I made him for me.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And we're all like this too. We're like signaling out, children, but we're all that way. We just have to keep putting more and more foods and have more variety and try new things. Even like my kids told me the other day, well, I didn't know you didn't like. I said, yeah, I don't really care for that. You always serve it. You always eat. Yeah, but I eat it because it's good for me, right? Like it's textures. So there's a lot of things I don't like the certain textures, but I know it's good for me. But everybody doesn't have. I know the end result. I want to be healthy. I want to be happy. I want to be able to move around, right? So I know so I'm motivated for that. But not everybody is. If it doesn't taste good, you don't have to love everything, right? It's about nourishing it
And I
and
love what it
feel
does.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
the thing. I
that's-
love what it does.
exactly. That's it. So I'm gonna now, anybody else want to add to any of our mindful, I mean, I could talk about this all day. There's so many different components, but anybody want to add anything before we go on?
Jen, when I'm out with other people, like I never would have eaten the whole seafood risotto in front of other people. At home, sure. But when I'm with other people, that kind of keeps me in check because I don't want to do it in front of other people.
Oh, yeah, I
I
got no
learned that
problem
about
with it.
myself.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I'll say,
interesting.
don't even bring the bread basket, like when I'm with other people.
Oh.
If I'm
Yeah,
home
the
and somebody
opposite.
brings bread to my door, I'm like, all right, bring it, like.
I'm the opposite. Come on, let's put her.
Because you feel.
I don't know why, but the people are
Body
better.
shaming or whatever, yeah.
I mean,
feel
I
like
used
you're
to
being
be
judged
like
if you do
her
that?
when I was a teenager,
Unfortunately, I wish I was more like that now.
but I'm
Yeah. I
liberated
gotta
like
go out
Jen
and
now.
can't
I am
anymore.
totally like you now because I'm proud of it. Like if I want to eat something,
Yeah.
and even if I'm indulging, I'm proud that I will do that. Because in the past I was very much, but then behind the closet nobody saw the 10 other
I
things.
felt
I
bad that night because they all brought theirs home. They brought
Mm.
half of theirs home and I ate my whole meal. It was huge. So I felt bad.
So then maybe next time you'll be like, it's so good, and next year you're gonna bring it home because like you said,
Yeah.
I felt too
And then I
full,
can
right?
enjoy it another time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I like this strategy, but another one I've heard is ask for a box as soon as they drop your meal off and you
Ooh, reading
pack
all my-
half of it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, pack half of it away right away.
My
That's a
mother-in-law
good
used to do
idea.
that.
Yeah.
It would kind of turn her off when she'd see all this food in front of her. So she goes, take half of it away right away, or I'm nauseous.
She older.
Oh, yeah.
That's an older person.
See, and I think it works for like, okay, so for me, and I'm giving y'all my stuff, I'm getting vulnerable here, but when I'm around my family, I tend to eat more. It's just like I don't
Love or
know.
stress?
Stress. Not my, not more. What's that?
I tend to drink more when I'm.
Yeah. So for me, I'll, what?
Not contentment.
No, when I'm around like
Certain
a
people.
lot of family, extended family, it's a bit stressful. So, and if I'm there and there is that, what she said, like a box situation, it would, and I'm just pretend I'm trying to lose weight. I think that's a very good intervention.
I like that.
When I'm with, say I was hanging out with you or you, right? And we were eating, like, I'm pretty good at like, okay, eyeing myself now. But like I said, like if I'm with my sister, for example, no, I'm gonna most likely eat more than I would want, and I'm gonna feel like you, like, oh, it's just a little full. Thank God I had to walk 15 blocks, right? Like, so that's the thing. It's really about being and dropping into the moment. Not everything that we're saying is gonna fit always, but if we could adapt some of these, if we ate slower most of the time, if we ate, maybe we can't always eat distracted. Maybe like you set a goal that 2 meals this week I'm going to eat not in front of the TV, or 3 times I'm going to sit down instead of stand up when I eat, right? Like all different, but get started somewhere, because I'm telling you, this is what's going to really move the needle to have you be in the body that you want to be at, to have the health that you want, have the confidence that you want, have the labs that you want, right? What, you fill in the blank. But these are like, all these strategies are going to be really, really important. So we're gonna have a little parfait. So you get to choose, and this is another thing. Like I really think it's like make yourself have variety and get to like have so many food rules. Like, okay, so here we have some fresh figs, and these are just literally from, they're organic. So you get it. Maybe you haven't had them before. Maybe you don't like the texture, but maybe today's a new day and you're gonna try them. Maybe, yeah, so we have that. And then we have chia pudding. This is in case if somebody didn't want
Yeah.
yogurt. And I didn't make it very sweet. So as you're doing it, if you want, this is honey from Italy. It's from the lemon. So you might want to have some of that on. Like I said, I didn't make this sweet. So, and this is just plain. So we have that. We have whole milk vanilla yogurt. There's hemp seeds. These are raw nuts. This is a granola, and it's really with coconut sugar. There's not much sugar compared to, and if anybody has questions about the packages are there, you can take a look. This is another yogurt that is vanilla. We can surely open it. Has a little less sugar than this one. And then here, these are Jersey peaches, white peaches, and a nectarine. So there's a knife, you could just cut what you want. There's little boats. I have some boats or the little bowls you can use. So just kind of make, and then I do have some
Oh, nice.
coconut yogurt
My
in the
dessert.
refrigerator. Yeah, so basically make
There it is.
yourself your own parfait and get it. So, and then this is what I want you to do. So just let yourself tune into your body. I'm gonna just read something before we actually. No, I'm gonna read it before, and then we're just gonna have some quiet time. You're just gonna get a chance to eat. I want to practice what we talked about, making sure that we chew our food, we taste it, we get used to just seeing that, paying attention. Do I like it? Do I not like it? You might have tried something new. You're like, oh, I don't really care for it. It's okay, that if you don't like it. And then if you can, I know some of you have eaten, but just pay attention. I feel satisfied. I've had enough, right? Most likely none of this is like trigger food. Like I don't think does it seem like anything's a trigger? Typically that's a one for me as well, but I know I only when I was serving it, I only had one hand. So I know like I could have eaten that whole thing, right? So I don't think, and that's the key, is to learn your trigger stuff, and if it's gonna have an make you like, even if we locked it up, you're still climbing up, right? Like, yeah, you're climbing up and then you're climbing down, you're climbing back up, right?
I'll have some, I'll put it away, and then I'll have some more.
Yeah.
I will do the work.
And so, and I bought this at the Target in Summers Point. So if you find like, hey, it just gives a different crunch. So now I'm gonna read this a couple
I
things.
just thought of another thing I do to kind of keep, to make myself feel full. Especially now, I just put on a bunch of weight recently and took some inches, so my clothes are tight. I'm wearing those tight clothes, like these jeans don't really fit good, they're really tight, but it reminds me, like, I don't need to, they're not like cutting off my circulation, but they're just enough to remind me that I put on that extra weight.
Okay.
So it reminds me as I'm eating.
That's a good point too.
To me, I feel tortured
Instead
when
of
I've
wearing
done that.
sweatpants,
I've
then I
done
feel
that. But for me, that doesn't work. It might work for one of you, but to me, it just makes me feel bad about myself. That's me, but if
No,
it works,
it works for me.
good. Okay. But yeah, so I'm gonna read something. So anybody ever read Edgar Tolle?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, so I just gonna read a little bit about the moment, because really I think you're gonna like this. So this one moment now is the only thing you can never escape from, the one constant factor in your life. No matter what happens, no matter how much life changes, one thing is certain, it's always now. Since there is no escape from the now, why not welcome it, become friendly with it? When you make friends with the present moment, you feel at home no matter where you are. When you don't feel at home in the now, no matter where you go, you will carry unease with you. The present is as it is, always. Can you let it be?
That's pretty intense.
Right? Now, the division that we've made from past, present, future is mind-made and ultimately illusionary. Past and future are thought forms, mental abstractions. The past can only be remembered now. What you remember is an event that took place in the now. So the only thing is real, the only thing there ever is in the now. So to have your attention in the now is not a denial of what is needed in your life. It's recognizing what is primary. Then you can deal with the secondary with great ease. It's not saying I'm not dealing with these things anymore because there is only the now. Find what is primary first and make the now into your friend, not your enemy. Acknowledge it, honor it. When the now is the foundation and the primary focus of your life, then your life unfolds with ease. So, putting away the dishes, eating a meal, drawing up a business strategy, planning a trip. What is more important, the doing or the result that you want to achieve through the doing, this moment or some future moment? So, this is the big question. Do you treat this moment as if it were an obstacle to be overcome? Do you feel you have a future moment to get to that is more important? Does that
All
happen
the
to
time.
anybody? All the, right?
Yeah,
And
I
so,
have trouble living in the now, I do.
so almost everyone
Hmm.
lives like this most of the time. Since the future never arrives except as the present, it's a dysfunctional way to live. It generates a constant, this is a key here, this is key, a constant undercurrent of unease, tension, and discontent. It does not honor life, which is now and never not now. So we want to feel the aliveness in your body. This anchors you in the now. So ultimately, you're not taking responsibility for life until you take responsibility for this moment now. This is because now is the only place where life can be found. I'm just going to read just a couple more paragraphs so we're done. Taking responsibility for this moment means not to oppose internally the suchness of now, not to argue with what is. It means to be in alignment with life. The now is as it is because it cannot be otherwise. And this is what the Buddhists and this is what the physicists now confirm. There are no isolated things or events. Underneath the surface appearance, all things are interconnected, are part of the totality of the cosmos that has brought about the form that this moment takes. So when you say yes to what is, you become aligned with the power and the intelligence of life itself. And only then you can become an agent for positive change in the world. So I'm going to stop right there.
Wow.
So a lot of times, and why I read this now, is because mindfulness, when it comes to eating, when it comes to living in the moment, in the now, sometimes eating we use to escape the moment, right? So if we start to like really dive into this and eating what your body until your body is satisfied, because you're in the now, you're not escaping. You're gonna end up eating less, and you're gonna choose better foods because you're aligned with life itself, right? You're not doing it to be a certain size. You're doing it because you're attuned to your purpose and having your best life. So this is called
Makes sense.
Easy Read. It's so good. Stillness Speaks. Highly recommend to take a peek at or any of his books, or you could even, he's on YouTube. He's all over the place. You can see him.
I just want to write it down.
It's something that I
What's the author name? again?
know well,
Edgar.
because of all my years in the theater.
Uh-huh.
And that was one thing that my acting teacher would always say at rehearsal, especially in the beginning of rehearsing a show. You have to find your moment. You have to be in the moment.
Well, I think that's what
Not in the
meditation
moment.
teaches you too, is to be in
Yeah.
the moment.
What?
I think meditation teaches you to be in
Yes.
the moment.
Exactly. And we did a lot of meditation.
Oh.
In
Nice.
acting class. Lots. I didn't talk for 2 years. It was all with the body.
Wow.
Yes.
That's pretty wild.
Like that song from Forest Line. Be a table, be
Oh,
a
yeah.
sports car, ice cream cone. Yeah, that's what you had to do. Yeah. Anyway, but being in the moment, that just when you said that, that reminded me of that.
Yeah, and so that's the thing, be in the now. Sometimes we're eating to get it over with. I mean, and sometimes we think we love food, but sometimes we're not really even loving it. We're just trying
Sometimes
to
I
get
just
it
think
done.
we eat
Yeah.
because, oh, it's 12 o'clock, it's lunchtime,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to
Yeah.
eat.
Mhm.
That's what I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do that. I don't know, and maybe I'm not hungry.
maybe I can get done by 1 and
But I
get back
eat.
to work. It's
Yeah.
just crazy.
I was thinking that when we were talking about being distracted, you eat a lot when you're watching TV because you're distracted, but sometimes I am distracted and I don't eat. Like if I'm
Yeah.
busy
Oh,
doing something,
yeah.
and it's like, oh my
Sure,
God, it's
yeah,
dinner
yeah,
time and I didn't
yeah,
have
right.
much, you know?
Okay,
need
so
to
that's a
go
whole
back.
other topic that I wasn't gonna go into tonight, but we'll go quickly. But you could start serving
Okay.
yourselves, okay? So
These
that's
washed? They
why,
washed, by the way?
yes, I
Okay,
watched
I
them.
figured that.
So we can, if we don't eat, you're like, okay. Because we think, oh, I'm not hungry. Eventually you're gonna get hungry. So you have to kind of pay attention to that,
Mhm.
because if you
I
don't,
watch the clock.
yeah, you kind of have to still know that you're gonna eat every 4
Otherwise your
hours.
blood sugar will go
And
crazy.
otherwise you eat twice as much, like I
Thank-
just
or-
did tonight, cause it's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting lunch, I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
I could eat it all.
Exactly. So you don't necessarily really need more food, but for me, but I think I do. I'm so hungry, rationalize it. I can eat twice as much. Our body doesn't need to have twice as much,
Right.
but we think it does.
Oh, the white peach. Mm,
Just slice it up and if anybody wants to have some slices, all right?
sounds like a plan.
So Lisa will virtually feed you some stuff. Do you have any food you could have a snack of?
I just roasted some broccoli and some eggplant, so for dinner, so I can go grab some of that, but I'm
Okay.
okay, but everything looks really nice.
So would you recommend start with this?
Whatever you want. I know some of you might not be eating dairy, so I that's more for if you wanted to have a non-dairy option.
I just
You
wanna
could have
try
a
the chia.
combination, so you can have a prebiotic and a
You
probiotic.
don't have to peel that. You just eat
No,
that.
Oh, you can just eat
you
them.
just eat it, oh my gosh.
Oh, I love
Are
it.
these out of your yard?
No, there's a place, a yard in Cape May. She has organic pigs.
Oh,
She
wow.
sells them for a year.
Probably ate that, not mine.
I'm gonna make a parfait.
Wow.
Which one do you prefer? That's opened already?
This one's good.
So when I finished eating my salad and put it in the other room because I came tonight with a salad from ShopRite. It's pretty big. And when I put it in there and then I came up to the meeting, I didn't feel hungry.
And that's the kind of little stuff to keep working on, right? But we get busy and we don't think about it, but that's that's key. Cause now you've learned you don't necessarily need that much food.
Right,
And if you want it, it's still there.
right.
It's not like it's not.
I'm just going all in. I'm just putting everything on. Layering it, yeah. I'll put my food in the top, I think.
Well, that's just because I've never made chia pudding.
I'm
Oh,
surprised.
I know, I always forget
I
about
so
it.
got into
that the last few weeks whenever we did that challenge.
Jen, did you ever get your chia seeds for your smoothies?
No. I don't know where to find them.
They're really hard
These
to
have
find.
them. All
Go
the
online has the big.
chia seeds?
ShopRite has them too.
Found them anyway.
I did not find them in ShopRite. I looked
It's
where the
by Bob's,
was.
they're by that Bob's Mill, like where the baking aisle is.
I didn't see any there that day. I went.
Maybe they were out.
Some up at Aldi's, they have them.
Yeah, I do
you
want to
want-
walk Sunday. Yeah. I want to go to
can take a
church
walk.
first, so can we do 11
Yeah,
o'clock? Is that
sure.
good for you?
That's fine.
We can meet over there.
I don't even know where there is, but I'll figure it out.
It's, or we can meet at my house and just walk
Is this
there.
a
It's gonna
clean
take a
check?
longer walk.
It is.
So if anybody
it
else
yours?
wants to do that,
Yeah,
Lisa, do you want to join us for the
Yeah,
walk
why-
on Sunday at the
yeah,
Cameron Place?
I have a bridal shower that day.
Oh, look how pretty. The peaches are good.
Are they? I didn't get that. I had the nectarine and the nectarine was a little bit grainy.
Mhm.
I love white peaches.
Oh, the chia is really good with the honey.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, I want to get some chias. I'll pay you for them because
Yeah,
I want to
okay.
make chia pudding
That's fine.
and I want to put them in my smoothies.
Now, what is this, Georgia?
hemp seeds. You just try a little bit.
You've talked to me about it.
I got some, I put them in my smoothies now. I like the taste of them.
I do too. It's like my body craves them when I
The chia,
know the hemp
oh, the
seeds.
hemp,
I
okay.
love them.
Oh, I've never seen them.
Lisa always loves to make weird stuff. Not weird, but different. And she's always
Creative
telling,
stuff.
like, don't tell me how you made it.
How many
Then I
quarter?
won't eat it.
Yeah, where do you get hemp
Ah.
seeds?
I got them at the Target, but
I
it
got mine in
took a
ShopRite.
long time to find them. They were by the produce, like down below on the lower thing. But I knew saw my daughter do it. I went into the Target app and then I typed in what I wanted and it said the aisle. So
Oh,
I felt very hip. 'cause I was
that's
like,
good, that chia pudding.
Mhm.
I like that.
yeah,
I
Yeah, I
thought it
like
might
it.
be a little texture I wasn't gonna be crazy about, but I like it.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty
It's
good.
really good.
It's good. Honey's good too. Wow.
Yeah, the honey makes it.
Want a little bowl?
No, it's, cause I'd rather just be able
You're gonna watch us being mindful.
to, yeah. I think so yeah, like was
So we should stop talking though, right?
We're not being mindful.
Yeah, because talking is a distraction.
So yeah, so when
that's what
Jen
we
goes
count,
to,
that's
Jen's
all.
going to the yoga retreat, and sometimes when you go to a yoga retreat, there's options of breakfast or all meals to be quiet. You might wear a tag that
Do you
you're
know-
practicing silence.
She gave the itinerary. There's like 3 or 4 yoga classes a day. There's meditation. There's like chanting in the morning. There's, it sounds really fabulous. There's a digestive yoga class that she's doing, like after dinner or something. Then there's a bonfire Saturday night. They're doing a letting go ceremony where you're probably writing something down and then burning it. I have no idea. And they're doing s'mores. So it really sounds like a nice thing.
Gonna be
no.
wonderful.
Yeah, I can't wait. I just hope I can keep up with the yoga.
You just do what you can do.
Yeah, I'll just do what I can do.
You don't have to take 3 classes. Take
We
one.
want to hike. My girlfriend and I are big hikers, so there's places to go for hiking. One of the things was a meditative walk, which is probably a walk in silence, I'm sure. That's gonna be hard for me. I got a big mouth. I don't know if I can do that. Try.
Very good.
Yum.
Did you take time to slow down? Cause you
I did, and I didn't take as much as I wanted, really. I had to just do half of what I did. And then I'll let it
Mhm.
hit the mark.
I think that's also like, I think Jen said it earlier, like having the environment around you to be peaceful, right? It helps us not have to go for more, right? Because sometimes it is like, it's, the food can be a distraction and make us eat more and more of it until we're kind of maybe numb, right?
I just have something on my mind right now, which is bothering me, so it's distracting. So my son had a friend who, I don't know if anybody read it in the paper. He was walking home from a party on the Somers Point Garden State Parkway Bridge,
What?
and he got hit by a car.
Oh, I heard that.
Yeah, it's the Fulmer family. Do you know them?
I don't know them, but the story is just so tragic.
Yeah, so Ryan was friends with Zach, that's who it happened to, is Zach, and tonight's the wake. So I was not gonna come to this tonight. I'm like, maybe I need to be with my son because it's gonna be a little traumatic. I'm going to this wake. And they've had a lot of loss in their class because a couple of years ago, there was a boy who committed suicide. He knew him as well. So I just feel like there's just so much loss. And I said, I have my meeting. Do you want me to go? Because we had dinner together. And he's like, no, I'm going with my girlfriend Haley and the mother, Haley's mother. So at least there'll be an adult there with him in case he breaks down or something happens, you know what I mean? So, but I just know that all of Upper Township is gonna be there because this kid was loved and it was really sad. And
So
I don't- he was walking
Walking,
on to ongoing traffic. So he must have been drunk. He left a party. It happened at 3:45 in the morning on Friday night. And I'm like, I said to myself, I said, who would let him walk home?
Right.
But apparently he wanted to take an Uber and then he changed his mind about the Uber. So they just let him walk. But why would you let him walk home? Like, that's what I don't get it. Like,
Kids
apparently,
saw
I
it, okay.
just don't get it.
How
Like,
old is he?
20.
He's with a bunch of other 20-year-olds, you know, you're invincible at that age.
Yeah, but I think there would have to be somebody at the party that said you can't walk all the way. And the way he did it on the Garden State Parkway, onto
Yeah.
ongoing traffic.
You're not supposed to walk.
Did they know they were walking that way?
Yeah, like how did he even get on there?
No.
No, they didn't.
He probably didn't even know where he was.
Yeah,
I
like,
have a feeling that he was very, very intoxicated and probably didn't know what he was doing.
Oh my gosh, the
Like,
person
maybe
that
he
did
was,
it-
maybe he was walking in the middle of the lane
Mhm.
and then they couldn't stop and it was 3:40 and 5 in the morning and so it's just tragic.
Oh, so sorry.
I was so sad all week. And then Ryan was away last week. He was in Hatteras with the girlfriend's family. So I'm like, oh, I said, I hope the funeral is kind of a little bit later. So he gets to go to the funeral and it was tonight.
What's the name of the family? Farmer,
Fulmer, Fulmer.
Upper Township, Ocean City High School.
He went to Ocean City High School. He played football. Was a
My
very
nephew
popular kid,
probably had him.
very popular kid.
My nephew's a gym teacher and health teacher.
What's his name?
Joe Zor.
Yeah, he probably knows him. Yeah.
And his wife Abby,
Wow.
they both teach too.
Oh, how
and
nice.
so sometimes when we have feelings like that of sadness and of grief, sometimes we can go either way. We don't eat enough
Yeah.
or we eat too much, right? So we have to kind of like be aware of what it is that we do so we can, not go the other way. Cause really, God, remember once again, the only thing that's always there is this
now.
moment. It's this
This
now.
moment, yeah.
And that being said, is we can always say that affirmation, all is well right now. In this moment, we're all together. So that being said, like, what did you notice about this little, and it could be anything, about our little eating activity?
I was mindful of the different textures.
Mhm.
There was a lot of different textures going on in my palate. It's like the nuts were crunchy, the chia had this weird texture, the fig had a different texture. Everything had a different texture. The honey was kind of smooth. Yeah, that's what I noticed.
That's great
Yeah.
observation.
It was really
that.
good, but the hemp tasted like mold.
Okay,
But at least I.
but you tried it, you experimented,
did.
that's great.
It is
Yeah.
good in a smoothie. You don't really taste the taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a
Yeah.
smoothie.
Notice that I noticed the hemp taste. So I do notice that the granola distracted me from everything. Everything else.
Oh, I didn't get any. granola.
Cause that was good. I just.
Did you like their granola?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I did. I barely
Very
had something like that.
Make granola though too, don't you?
I do.
I just need
Little
to share
little
me that
pieces of
recipe one last sometime.
Georgia, is that your homemade granola?
It is not. I went to the store, no, and I bought it. It's by Nature Nature's Gate, and it was a paleo keto granola. So it's grain free.
Okay.
Sweetened with coconut sugar, so it didn't have as much sugar as, regular granola. So,
Right.
and
Very good.
yeah, it's, I don't find it like just my little experience with it wasn't very triggering, but I like it has a lot of clumps,
Yeah, and crunchy. You're right, though. It's not a trigger for me. It's good.
right.
But like that
'Cause
chocolate
mine
coconut
is-
stuff I buy at Aldi's, forget it. I eat the whole bag.
Yeah, and my
Chocolate
granola is,
coconut granola.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
mine is so good, like,
Yours is
oh,
too good too. huh?
it's too good, like, yeah, you know
You
what,
put coconut in it.
I do. I do coconut, almond extract, and sliced almonds, it's so good.
I saw a recipe for healthy knockoff Girl Scout Samoas or those,
Oh, really?
and I had the ingredients. I said, don't make them.
Yeah.
Eat them. Maybe for our next meeting, I'll bring, we
Okay.
can all have one.
Healthier, but shouldn't eat.
All right,
Yeah.
so wanna hear, so let's
Exactly.
circle back, we talked about yours and you just,
I like that it's a small little
Yeah.
Yeah,
container and all, and just having the one slice of each. It's all good.
yeah.
so that, going to thrift stores and antique stores, like they used to, dinner plates did never used to be as big as they are. And, finding little teeny little, like those things are like $3, like they're not expensive, those little things.
I
And
like
these
your little
things-
heart ramekins are adorable.
Yeah, they weren't expensive either. It's just nice to have those types of things because if you don't have like, you're gonna eat a cereal bowl, right?
Mhm,
And
mhm.
research shows that we eat whatever the vessel is.
Mm.
Yeah.
And if we just put that little bit in a big cereal bowl, our brain's like, you didn't have enough, you need more, right? So that's why it's really important to have these little teeny bowls, and you will be surprised. Those of you that love ice cream, great
Yeah.
idea, have a small one and you're
Yeah.
able to, you'll
I've
be,
been actually doing that. I've been using a custard cup with, the brownies. I think I told you I make the sweet potato brownies now. I don't know if they're as healthy as the ones you make though, but. The
sure
sweet
they're good.
potato, they're good. Oh, they're good, but maybe they're too good. I don't know. They don't have sugar though, so I use monk fruit, but they do have a cup of peanut butter, but it makes 12 of them. So if you split a cup of peanut butter 12
like
ways,
a
they're
cake.
probably not.
Did
that
you
bad.
share that recipe one
I
time?
think I did post it. Yeah,
Can you post
so-
it again?
sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it. Sounds yummy.
For a brownie.
It's up there in the feed.
So I just eat one of those little ones in a custard cup with like a half a scoop of almond ice cream.
That's
It's not perfect though. When I was really being, I know you hate this word, when I was being good, I didn't eat that stuff at all. I just ate fruit, was happy with it.
But think about what you did 5 years ago. Like your bowl was bigger. You
Yeah.
weren't even having, you were having real brownies. Like
Mhm.
it's about progress, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Progress over perfection, all right? And we just need to, because if you keep doing a whole bunch of little things, you're gonna be where you want to be.
Yeah.
Lisa, how are you doing with your food? Are you practicing any mindful eating there?
Well, you mean right now? No, I'm not. I'm just gonna wait to have dinner. But I kind of can understand everything everyone's saying, and I agree. When you're really mindful, like I even think the smell is better. Like the smell of the food is good. The taste is better. It's good. It's just something I have to practice more.
Yeah, good. I like that. And so do this, like maybe, I hear this a lot from you all, and I'm just going to be, quite honest here. The big excuse is, oh, well, I'm with my friends and they don't eat healthy, right? Or we're out together and I get a chance to but do this, make some sort of like a dessert party, a parfait party, make a salad bar that's, healthy, figure out like, maybe make a pizza, but have lots of healthy grilled vegetables, things like that. And, instead of like going to that unhealthy restaurant, just think about like, because guess what? If we want to take care of the people we love, right? We want to, I don't know where we have in this mindset that we have to, if we're going to party, we have to eat horribly and feel like shit the
Right.
next day.
Yeah.
Like,
Drink.
yeah, or have to overdo it, right? You don't have to, really don't. Like, and you can always say, no, I don't want to go to that restaurant. They don't have anything on the menu that I want,
Mhm.
I know we were talking about that. Have you made any progress with that for the last meeting?
No.
No, okay. All right, so
It's funny being
Well.
vegetarian. Almost always my friends leave it up to me to decide.
see, that's
Ah.
nice.
So, yeah,
nice.
well, I don't know what you can eat, so you pick the restaurant.
That's
So,
nice.
yeah, that is good.
And so, yeah, maybe that's a conversation you have with some of your friends when you're going out, is like, I'd like to go somewhere where there's some options, or where you're in the area that you're going. How about this or this, kind of have a voice.
Get it
of-
ahead of time.
Yeah, ahead of time.
And then I'm sure they're gonna, you're so sweet. I'm sure they'll be like, yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Where do they
Yeah,
like to
probably.
eat? Buffalo Wild Wings or something?
Nowhere in particular, like
Uh,
we're going to go to Josie Kelly's. We went to-
Tell her about your salad.
Oh, there's the tuna salad at Josie Kelly's. I love that.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah.
She'll like go over and get it
It's
like as
mixed
much as she
greens.
can.
It's mixed greens, and then they just have seared tuna on it
Oh.
with cucumbers and other vegetables. And like this, I just put the dressing on the side. It's really good.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a tuna salad. Mm. I might get it tomorrow.
Oh
Because I'm here tomorrow. I meet
yeah, we're
her.
gonna, if
Oh,
anybody
okay.
wants to come over, we're gonna do the exercise class here, so if anybody wants
Oh,
to come
Oh,
in
that's good.
person. we'll be here. I looking at my day, I was like, oh, I have such a long, busy
I have a long
day.
day too.
So we're in it together. so
Yeah, we'll just do what we can do.
Did
Chug
you
along.
find the link last week?
I can never find the link, so like whenever, if anybody ever wants to send it to me, I'm just the worst
But
with
do
that
you
kind of
see-
stuff.
No, if it's, it has to be consistent.
I do, I
It
do.
has to be-
Well, did you notice Love Your Body Link's
Yes.
always the same?
Yes,
Yeah, it's always the
I
same.
know.
Yeah, yours are
It's
very
always the
easy to
same number
find because
too.
even now I've been starting to take your yoga. I find it very easy on my Gmail. The
Okay,
Zoom is there.
Good.
Yeah, because it gives me a confirmation to the yoga. And then the Zoom is right
It's right
there.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've been taking her 6:15 Friday yoga. I love it.
God bless you.
It's very, I'm up early anyway.
I am actually.
You know
up
what it
that
is?
hour.
I'm up early, so I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. So I took her class and then I took my walk.
There was no
Oh, good.
escaping it because I was like, switch the button and I'm like,
so I want you to know
Fair.
yourself that when you do the yoga and you walk, do your hips bother you? Just pay attention, because I know you said that.
Yeah, I had a little discomfort after my walk was when I had the discomfort after,
After.
not during. During, I'm fine. I can just go.
my hips hurt when I do a lot of yoga too.
Huh.
Mhm. But I think it's just getting used to.
No, the yoga, I felt fine. It was just the walk.
Oh,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
you didn't do the yoga before, right?
not
you
that
just
much.
start
I
the
just started
yoga?
doing it on Friday mornings. I've only
It
come
might
to a
just be
couple of
your
Mondays.
body, right?
She just said that she did yoga before her walk though, and her hips hurt. I would have thought the yoga would have stretched her out, because I was gonna say maybe you need to stretch before you walk. But if you did yoga,
But if
sure
I'm
she
doing the
was
yoga,
stretched.
yeah, you're right. That'd be a good observation for Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanna like,
Check
make
in
sure
with
I
me, yeah.
think about that, like, but we did get you up without getting dizzy or whatever that is.
I
that you
know,
get,
it
so
gets
that
a
was
head
good.
rush. It's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. I get up too quickly. I think it is.
All right, so now let's just have a couple more moments before we close with like, what are your questions? What are your struggles? And then I want everybody to say, what are you going to do when you leave here this week and next week related to mindful eating? If you could just state out loud what that is. But first, let's just ask if there's anything else that we have questions about or what our struggles are.
Well, my struggle is I still want another fig.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, take them. I have a whole other thing.
Yeah, may I take one too?
Of course.
Good.
I know, but it's like, you know, I'm not supposed to do that. It's that
It's not like
second
you had to
thing,
go.
you know?
Yeah, really.
It's delicious.
Yeah, definitely that's. And that kind of stuff, when you have a desire, that was your body saying, I want that. So we have to stop being
Is
like,
it my body or is it my taste buds? I think it's my taste buds.
I think if I'm gonna say that, it's your body. Like there's calcium in there and there's fiber, it's sweet, my experience, I was in college and I was fasting. So I guess I've always been a nutrition one, but I was like fasting and I was at my boyfriend's grandfather's house on Long Island. And he had a fig tree and I never had a fig ever. I didn't even know what a fig was besides like a dried fig, but like I never had a fresh one. Oh my gosh, I had a bite of that. My everything of me came alive. I was like, oh my gosh. And ever since then, I'm like, figs are great. Like you can feel like the energy. I know I'm in like
Yeah, there's
Italy
something
or
about a fig.
Spain. Yeah, it's a sacred
What
food.
was
Yeah.
that fruit that we were eating in Italy?
Nepali?
Tree.
Wasn't it
Yeah.
Nepali? So good.
That's the name of the fruit?
My girlfriend's in Italy right now. Yeah.
Nice.
Amalfi
That's
Coach.
Kim. Oh, good.
Oh, Kim's
Oh,
there
Kim's
too?
there?
Uh-huh.
She on the coast?
I don't know where Kim
Oh.
is. I think she was going to Tuscany and
Oh.
Rome.
Wow, good for her.
Nice.
Okay, so anybody else have any questions? All right, then let's just take a moment and give us your, what are you doing for related to mindful eating? I want to
Eating
hear you.
At the table.
Ooh.
He's gonna be.
No
Mom,
TV
what are you doing?
and no computer.
Right.
All right, good. I love it.
So many things.
I'm gonna eat slower
Yeah.
and I'm gonna
Chew.
decrease my portions. I take too large of portions. I believe. Yeah. So I'm gonna do.
That's
I'll
great.
keep it with two simple things. Not so simple, but we'll see if I can do it.
Let's see, smaller plate and smaller first portion so that I can do second portion without.
Split
makes
your
sense,
portion in
yeah.
two and
Yeah.
have half of it first and then,
That's great.
Yeah,
consider
That
it
makes
second.
sense, yeah.
yeah, I might try that, but I don't tend to go for two all the time.
Smaller plate and shoot my food better. Longer.
I think I will get back to measuring. It's like sometimes I was measuring, like using a, like I make my vegetables and put them in the fridge, but I used to use a 1 cup measuring cup to scoop it out, put it on my plate. But lately I haven't been, I've been spooning it. So maybe I go a little more than
More vegetables, you mean?
I know, but still, like I was doing it, I was so good before with like a cup of this and maybe a cup of a different vegetable. Cup of that, versus spoon, and not knowing exactly what.
Cause that's the only thing I was thinking. I'll use the small plate for my entree and or grain. Then I'll probably do a side dish with vegetable.
As long as it's,
Right,
a good amount.
yeah.
I feel like Dawn had something valuable to add.
Should we be concerned with how many vegetables we're eating? I don't think you need to be
No,
that.
that's not what you need. You don't need to measure vegetables.
Well, no, but it's just sometimes it's too much I'm eating and then I'm overly full. Like,
So maybe,
Get back in
maybe you
touch with
can
what
do
I'm-
that, but maybe this is really pertaining to being mindful, right? So maybe paying attention to your own body's hunger and fullness, right? Instead, so like, oh, when I eat that much, I'm extra full, so I want to eat less. And you say I eat fast, maybe like Janine says, when you've gotten to 3/4 of the food, because if you want to have small, maybe you do this, or maybe you do what Dawn did. You get up and you go start washing some of the dishes and then go back and see if you still want that 20 minutes later. And if not, wow, you got 25%, you can go back and have for another meal or a snack. I don't know. I'm just trying, we want you ultimately to be able to listen to your body
right.
instead. I mean, it's
Instead of the
okay to
measure.
do that, but I don't know if it's the most or can I work on slowing down, right? I think that was one of I eat so fast. I think that might serve you more.
I do have a question though. Does anybody ever think about, well, I have to eat more now so I don't get hungry later?
I do that. No,
I
'cause
do.
like for me, for example, if I know I'm gonna have a long day and there might be a possibility that I'm not gonna get lunch until 2 o'clock
Uh-huh.
and it's, 7 or 8 when I'm eating, yeah, I will have or maybe I'll have eggs that day.
That's what I mean, but I'm over full because I'm trying to, because I know I have to wait so long until the next meal or.
No,
whatever.
you don't want to get to,
Yeah.
you want to really honor that, but like you want to have something that's gonna stay with you. Never want to get to, doesn't serve you like
Mhm.
to get to that overstuffed feeling. You don't. Okay, so there's in Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic, they don't believe like the stomach is kind of like, this is like the stomach, right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
And we're not to fill it up, because then all it does is keep stretching. And you see in this culture, right, where they're taking it and they're cutting people's stomachs and making them small. But guess what? My father had that done, and all it does is it stretches your stomach, just stretches. And so really what you ultimately want to do is like eat like to 3/4. So you don't want to have you
Mhm.
don't want to get to that full of stuff. And that's where you want to practice. So and that would be something that you kind of keep track of, like in your little wellness journal. It's like, hey, I had a couple meals this week that I wasn't really full. I learned and I felt really good. Because guess what? It's just like one of those things. It's a confidence builder, and you learn. Like right now, wasn't that a good thing? Like I left that there, and I didn't need to. That's great. Hope says it very well. She's constantly saying it's a habit. It's a habit, right? And if we can just slowly break these habits and rewire and retrain ourselves, that we can break them. But remember, some of these might take you all the way till the end of the year to do. But we've got to keep circling back. Go home and write these down. Put it on a post-it. Put it in your day planner. I don't know, whatever you use. Smaller portions. Oh, so let me just go back to, Joanne's. What is yours, Joanne? What are you gonna do?
I'm going to take less, put less on my plate. And then assess. Like less than I want, which is what I did here, but less than I wanted. I'm gonna
Yeah,
put
and
that.
that's gonna, right there, taking less is gonna force you to eat slow, right? Like, it's gonna
Yeah, I
force you
think it
because you're gonna, and you gonna wanna make it last. So we have so much, it's almost like we think we want all that. But honestly, a lot of times we eat fast because we just wanted to get it over with, because it's a little bit overwhelming. And we don't really think that way. We think that we really want it all, but you'll see, you know, chewing, you're like, you know, put more carrots on your plate. You'll be like really tired of it.
And I will try to chew. Not that I don't, but. Thank you.
I love that. Those are like great things to think. Chew food more. It sounds like, but people have really poor meal hygiene, and we wouldn't have such digestive problems if we just took our time and chewed our food more. Because when we chew our food more, the body's like, oh, I got it. I don't need all that, right? I'm content. Now let's ask. Now we've had about 20 minutes. Do we feel satisfied after you had your teeny little parfaits?
I do.
And it's okay if you don't, you know, because you really did take teeny little portions, you know, and it's okay if you know, we have more. If you want to have more, you can have more. There's not a, you know, there's no judgment thing there. It's just a thing. But I just want you to kind of tune in, you know, can I be satisfied with a little less? But it's a practice.
You didn't have one though. I think you should have a.
You know, and that's why knowing my body is like when I'm presenting, I ate, then I'm gonna get a bellyache. If I wait till I'm, you know, and when I'm done and it's all over and I'm calm, then I can eat and I won't get a bellyache.
Okay.
It's really about that.
Mm.
It's not that it's not that I'm trying to be better than or any
Oh,
of
no,
that.
I
It's
didn't
just
know. I
that-
didn't interpret it that way, but I was thinking I ate dinner before I came, so yes, that was enough. But if I hadn't had dinner, I'd probably be like chowing down on more of it.
Yeah,
So,
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I
thought
could
you
get,
hadn't.
yeah, no, I mean, I'll tell you these things. I had like 3 handfuls, like around 4 o'clock, you know.
Uh-huh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
3:30 or something. So I'm really good. So yeah, and then our next, I just want to go see, I didn't write down what our next meeting is. Does anybody know? If not,
I want to say the end of the month, like 27th or something.
So the 14th, we have a virtual meeting.
basically it's breaking through plateaus, reframing, getting refocused. So somebody had,
September what?
it's the
27th?
27th or something like that. Is that a
It's
Tuesday?
the 20 something.
It's a Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday. I want to say it's the end of the week.
I'm sorry, I didn't look when I
So
went
the
in there.
14th is next week.
Not next week, it's the week after. Oh, the
No, it is
14th
next
is,
week.
no, the 14th is the
21st.
detox. The 21st is our next meeting, breaking through
21st.
plateaus.
Okay.
So
September 14th is the cleanse.
that's a detox talk.
Virtual.
It's basically,
okay.
what do we want to do? Making sure that we're picking the right one for our bodies in this moment in time. You know, for some of you, it might be, I'm going on an alcohol-free cleanse, I'm going on a sugar-free, or I'm going on a, you know, an Ayurvedic cleanse, or I'm gonna go and do the TLS.
What does that mean?
I'm gonna talk about all. of it.
Oh.
We'll find out later.
Go through that. All right. So we all have our action steps. We're gonna
Yep.
go home and do that.
Mhm.
We're also working on our steps, you know, our step challenge. Who has registered? Cause I do have to order those t-shirts so they come in time. Who's gonna do the,
Yeah, I forget
What?
too.
who's gonna do it though? The hero walk?
I'm doing the walk, but I have to
1,
register.
2, 3,
to
4.
register.
You're not doing it. 5, 6. Okay.
Plus Kim.
Lisa's already registered.
What is the price registered?
No, I'm not sure if she can get off work. I guess she has to figure that out. It's a Sunday.
Oh crud, what time is it?
It's in the morning.
Oh.
What time is
It
it?
might,
know,
the
it's a
thing- it might
Sunday.
actually start at 10.
Yeah, I was.
I didn't know it's a Sunday. Yeah,
Um,
You have daycare.
yeah.
I, yeah,
Sunday school.
And that's the last week for me to serve because then I start classes.
11 o'clock technically.
Be able to make it. 'Cause I serve from 9 to 10.
You could
Oh,
make
yeah, you
it.
might be able to
Yeah,
make
I'll
it.
make it.
What
Yeah,
about
I'll
you,
make
Hope?
it.
What time do you serve?
Technically from 9 to 10, and then I take someone home, but I could probably make it.
So I just want to make sure like t-shirts, like I want to make sure that I can
Yeah.
order them in time. So I'm gonna
Okay.
reach out to you guys a little bit later in the week and
Yeah.
then we'll get that
Do you have
finalized.
to register? I mean, do you have to get there before the walk starts to register?
Or do we register online?
You can register online, like on our Facebook page.
Then you don't have to like check in at a certain time.
You're supposed to check in.
But we
And
can
you
check
get a
in.
hero shirt.
Like
Right.
order up?
Well, if we're getting a hero shirt, why are you getting us a shirt?
So we
We're a
can
team.
brand
Vitality.
ourselves and market.
Oh, so we're just
ourselves.
gonna walk like Vitality. Okay, that's,
Some teams wear their own shirts.
oh, so that's what we're
But
gonna
you're
do.
still gonna
It's
get a
like
hero
free
Oh,
advertising
I like
for,
that.
for us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun.
If you need help, let me know. I
What
could
about a
send you- I
banner?
can text
Some
you
kind of
the-
banners, would that be
thing
cheaper or be
that you-
just
that
as
you click on the
expensive?
link.
Click on.
What will we
Like if you
do?
wore a banner,
Like, it's on the
Something like that,
Facebook
well,
thing, right?
It is.
just the thought, I don't know. but
Probably
If they're
look
giving
the
you a
same.
t-shirt,
Scroll
probably
back,
would
like,
be, yeah.
Kim
I have
posted
to
it, but then
scroll back,
posted it
yeah.
sometime.
Do you have any more protein powder?
I don't know that answer. We can look and
Okay,
see.
good, before I go.
Should we
All
take the
right.
Spoons out of things? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. All
Does
right,
anybody
well,
want
we are
anything else?
complete. I'll see you all on the 14th. There may be at yoga on Friday is our
I
next
start
thing.
working.
Oh, one other thing. I know that no really anybody's been going, but I'm gonna cancel the Tuesday morning yoga class. So many people aren't able to come anyway, so that one's gonna be canceled. I'm just letting everybody know.
Because you were sitting the whole time.
Is it
Doesn't
walk?
know.
But you're gonna be there Friday.
I will be there Friday. Yes, this Friday I will be there 6:15.
I'm gonna try and get to Lisa's house early enough to do the dogs and then do yoga. I'm watching Lisa's dogs this week.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right, she's
Lisa?
away. And
This Lisa, no,
Lisa,
Lisa
not
Price.
Lisa Price.
Price.
Oh,
Bye.
bye,
Bye,
Lisa.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Lise.
Have a good week.
Thanks.